McGregor did.
It's really a trick.
He gets these people to box with them. They have no business boxing with them. And he's making millions of dollars doing way after his competitive career is over.
He's that money. That money has to keep coming in if you're gonna live like this.
Absolutely. He needs money. Once again. Come on. Fighters like that always go broke.
Everything he says is about money. It's nothing else. There's no value.
Now, Joe Rogan has openly challenged Floyd Mayweather, raising serious doubts about the boxer's bold claims of controlling $42 million across 60 properties. Those eye-catching numbers have been questioned by several reliable insiders who insist that Floyd's loud financial statements don't match reality. While Mayweather presents himself as the owner of a huge real estate empire, many believe that image is carefully created. What appears to be unstoppable wealth on the surface may actually be nothing more than exaggerated stories and empty claims, cheering the two sein over.
Literally the greatest boxer of all time. Floyd was just boxing him up, which is what he does. So that's what's interesting is Floyd's making more money than anybody, and he's boxing people who have no chance of beating him. It doesn't even hurt his record. Also money. He needs that money. That money has to keep coming in if you're gonna live like this.
It's not that expensive though, but
he's only 46. But he does this with everything, man. He's got $1 million watches.
I don't think he buys every pair.
Think they give them to him?
Yeah, because then you get a video like that.
Right. That's smart.
And then you get Floyd's Air Force Ones given away for charity. That's a tax write-off. All sorts of things that goes into
you got a good point. But those $1 million watches, then
The years, Floyd changed from a fearless, entertaining athlete into the figure known as Money Mayweather. Joe Rogan pointed out that this shift changed Floyd's entire mindset as his passion for the sport slowly took a back seat to chasing bigger paydays. According to Rogan, the hunger to dominate in the ring was replaced by an obsession with profit. And along the way, Floyd developed a habit of talking down to and dismissing the fighters he faced.
Pressure fighter, and he had a bunch of hand problems, to like Money Mayweather, start talking, just boxing people's faces off. No more hand problems, much more money.
Yeah, I love what he's doing too, beating up these YouTube guys.
It's great.
I love it.
It's so funny that these guys are willing to get beat up by him.
Well, I think they're all delusional.
And one of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit. And he's like, look at my $1 million watch. Look at my fucking jet. Look at my house. Look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed. Like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes. But when I'll show up, I bring out the big boy and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million.
Neyturi. Joe Rogan has made it clear that Floyd's legacy is tied more to his bank account than to his talent inside the ring. Although Mayweather remains one of the most well-known fighters the sport has ever seen, Rogan believes his reputation today revolves heavily around wealth and image. When the idea of Floyd stepping into mixed martial arts comes up, Rogan shuts it down completely, arguing that he would have no chance in that arena. Those comments highlight the growing belief that Mayweather's greatness is limited strictly to boxing and that his skills wouldn't carry over to another combat sport.
Everything they can get their greasy paws on, get him to fight Conor in an MMA fight.
You'd be screwed.
It's not just getting screwed. Like someone said it should be 1,000 to 1. That's not high enough. It's not high enough. If Conor McGregor was going to fight Floyd Mayweather in MMA, it is as close to 100% as anything ever gets ever. He's probably going to punch Conor in the face a couple of times. It's probably going to suck, but Conor's going to get a hold of him. And then he's going to be like a baby. And if that doesn't happen, he'll kick Floyd's legs out from under him. He'll kick his legs sideways. He'll kick them from the outside. He'll kick them from the inside. He'll stay way the way.
In another discussion, Joe Rogan pointed out just how much authority Floyd holds within the sport by sharing a wild story where Mayweather reportedly had an official removed during a match. Rogan noted that only someone with Floyd's level of status and control could make something like that happen without hesitation. He explained that Mayweather's position at the top of boxing gives him influence far beyond the ring itself. The story serves as another example of how Floyd's financial power and fame reach into nearly every part of his professional life.
He said Floyd Mayweather hit him behind the head. So Floyd fired the referee in the middle of the bout. Floyd throws this punch, and he's 100% correct. The punch landed at the side of the head. It's a right hook. It's a perfect punch. And the referee was saying, watch the back of the head. He's like, what the f*** are you talking about? And so he kicks the guy out, and they bring in a different referee who finishes the fight. It was...
Rogan believes Floyd's intense drive comes from the environment he grew up in. Surrounded by a father and uncle who lived and breathed competition, Mayweather learned early to chase perfection and never accept second place. That mindset shaped him into the unstoppable champion fans saw during his peak years, but the same strong determination that fueled his success in the ring now seems to guide his actions outside it, influencing how he goes after deals, status, and financial power. You
look at boxing in terms of like how often you get hit versus how often you hit the other guy. He's the best ever. The way him and his uncle and his father talk, I will imagine they were always super competitive from the time they were young.
Yeah.
Like he grew up being super. They're super competitive. They're competitive about talking. They're competitive about all kinds of things. So it's like that hive, like growing up with that all the time.
Floyd has made bold claims in the past, even saying he earns around $3 million each month and suggesting his income is higher than billionaires, like Bill Gates. Those kinds of claims may sound impressive to casual fans, but people who understand the financial side of boxing know better. Earnings in the sport depend heavily on major events and pay-per-view sales, not steady monthly income. Analysts and industry insiders have repeatedly questioned Floyd's numbers, saying the math simply doesn't support the picture he tries to present.
$1 billion a year. He makes more money than Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, all of those guys. So I say all that to say this: the money that Canelo is looking for, they can easily come up with that money. Floyd Mayweather got it.
Well, listen, let me put it this way to you. If he makes, what did he say, $300 million a month?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm 6'4" and 240. And I know I'm 5'8" and a half and 240. So there you go. There's no way. If he makes $3 million a month on his investments, that's a lot. $36 million a year. That's a lot. So I know guys that are worth, $500-600 million, plenty of them, and they don't make $36 million a year, let alone $300 million.
Floyd has never hidden that money sits at the center of his lifestyle and mindset. He often talks about wanting his children to follow his path, getting into the same businesses and learning how to build the kind of success he believes in. According to him, everything he does is meant to secure long-term wealth for future generations of his family. Still, this way of thinking has brought criticism, with some saying his focus on profit sometimes overshadows values like humility and integrity.
My children are adults, and I told them no more handouts because I feel like I'm hurting my children just by I give them money, they go shopping, they put gas in their car, they party, they come back, I need money. I give them money, I buy them houses, I buy them cars. Told them, listen, you guys go to school or you work in one of my businesses, then you can branch off, get your own business, and I'll put the money up to help you start a business, but I need you guys to take what I've already started and triple and double that, and then I need.
Even with the huge paydays linked to his name, Floyd has faced ongoing claims that he still owes money to various people in the fight world. One of the most talked about accusations came from rapper 50 Cent, who publicly claimed Mayweather took advantage of him financially. According to 50, while Floyd was in jail, he asked for help managing his promotional business. The rapper says he invested around $2 million to support those efforts, only to be ignored later when Floyd got out, acting like no agreement had ever existed.
Home, there's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign that goes on, where it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying the new Lamborghini and all these new things, and I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you're already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail, right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when, but see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. So I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants, to give me the other half of it? Why I gotta ask you for it?
Right.
And then when he,
are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, investing in it.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the actual, the situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell y'all to do that. I didn't tell you to do that.
Oh, man.
50 Cent didn't stop with just one claim. He went further, saying that many people close to Floyd actually have negative feelings toward him. According to the rapper, Mayweather's focus on money often outweighs personal values, creating tension in his relationships. He says Floyd constantly shows off his wealth and status, which may look impressive on the surface, but makes it hard for others to respect him for anything beyond his achievements in the ring. So the money's really gone.
The money's really gone.
Yeah, that's what you think. Is get the money, spend the money.
All that money.
And it took been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like within lifestyle, that money's going. Trust me. Now it's like you call him, he'll be at your your local hosting in a nightclub because you need that action right now.
Do you think he'll step back in the ring?
It turns out the disputes over Floyd's finances don't stop with 50 Cent. Logan Paul also came forward claiming he hasn't been fully paid for their exhibition fight even. With massive global attention and millions of dollars generated from the event, Logan says Floyd hasn't paid the agreed amount. Situations like this strengthen the belief that Floyd puts money above everything else and that his constant focus on cash can lead to controversy and tension in business deals.
What? I want you to look up Tyson Fury, how many followers, and look up how many followers Logan Paul has.
Logan Paul, 56 million. Tyson Fury, 4 million.
So 50 compared to 4 something. I can fight a fighter right now, guarantee myself 35 million. Or me and Logan Paul can go out and entertain and have fun and make 100 million or more. So if you were me, you gotta look at 35 million for 12 rounds and 100 for...
Oscar De La Hoya has also spoken on this, suggesting that Floyd's occasional returns to the ring are driven by financial need. De La Hoya points out that even top fighters can run into money problems if they spend without limits. Looking at Floyd's expensive lifestyle, from luxury cars and designer clothes to private jets, De La Hoya's warning carries weight, suggesting that behind the image, financial pressure may still affect his decisions.
A real the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen.
Floyd often makes headlines for his extreme spending habits. He reportedly owns a watch worth $18 million and says he owns many more, each costing thousands. While these displays of wealth grab attention and interest from fans, they also raise questions about how practical that level of spending is in the long run, even for someone with as much money as Floyd.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. Ooh. 18 life.
That happy birthday, champ.
That's all we doing.
That is sick, dude.
But wow. you gotta show him when you say you.
Money green.
No,
hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. 101 piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on?
Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
It's a one of one. I love that.
Joe Rogan quickly called out the fight between Floyd and Conor McGregor as a pure money-driven event. Even though Floyd had already stepped away from serious boxing, he returned for a huge $100 million payday in for a fighter who always stresses his focus on wealth. This fight was just another example of how he turns his fame into massive financial profit.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Okay. What was one of them? The ability to box?
One of them was the ability to box. They said that wasn't an option. Boxing is dead. It's not possible. This and that.
Now, what does that feel like to you, knowing that Conor McGregor did it and fought Floyd Mayweather and made $100 million?
Gentlemen, let's do this.
A bitch, nigga, that's that shit I don't like. Nah. Sneak designs, that's that shit I don't like. Don't like.
Floyd has always shown strong confidence, never hesitating to talk about his achievements. He often says that no other boxer in assuredness strengthens his image and keeps fans talking. His constant comparisons to others also bring criticism and doubt, making him a controversial figure both inside and outside the ring.
You know, I don't think there's no boxer in history that has accomplished what I've accomplished. Not bragging or boasting, just speaking the truth. I take my hat off to a lot of legendary champions, you know, that paved the way for me to be where I'm at in the sport of boxing. But that was their era, and this is my era. I had a tremendous career. And we got young fighters that's on the rise, that's under our banner. The ultimate goal is to find the next Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd fought Logan Paul for a payday, yet he didn't hold back when criticizing Mike Tyson for getting into the ring with Jake Paul at an older age. Fans and commentators quickly pointed out the DS how Floyd tries to control the narrative around big money exhibition fights. It's acceptable when it benefits him, but questionable when others do the same.
What is your reaction? When you're watching boxing for free, you can have millions and millions and millions of views. But when you're watching Floyd Mayweather, you have to pay. I think WWE is good for Logan and Jake Paul. Easy. At 48, too easy.
Mike Tyson hasn't held back his views on Floyd either. He once admitted he isn't a fan of Mayweather, pointing out that even in retirement, Floyd constantly shows off his wealth and status, making this mindset from the very start. Yet, the ways he has built his fortune often raise ethical questions. From unpaid debts to exaggerated income claims, there are times when his drive for success seems to put image and profit ahead of honesty and integrity.
Is the most successful boxer in history with a 50-0 record, and one of the wealthiest athletes of all time with $1 billion in earnings. But I bet you didn't know it all started with a $750,000 bet on himself. Here's the wild story. In 2006, Floyd Mayweather was 10 years into his boxing career and earning over $5 million per fight. At the time, Mayweather was signed to Bob Arum's Top-Rank Boxing promotion, a partnership which saw Arum get 25% of Mayweather's fight purse. But Mayweather wanted more, and in 2006, he turned down $8 million to fight Antonio Margarita and said he deserved $20 million to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Arum wasn't happy and wouldn't pay up, so Mayweather paid the $750,000 exit fee in his contract to leave Top Rank. Mayweather then went on to promote his own fights, earning a percentage of every ticket, hot dog, and beer sold at the event, and most importantly, all pay-per-views sold. And just 1 year later in 2007, after leaving Top Rank, Mayweather made $25 million for his win against Oscar De La Hoya. Now that's what happened.
That wraps up today's video. Make sure to stay tuned for what's coming.